This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Cars in this field right here of the 28, about 24 positions changed on that lap right there. Oh, by the way, at almost 190 miles per hour.
And the two most important positions are Brad Keselowski.
Oh, trouble off turn 2 here, or 4, I'm sorry.
Kurt Busch.
Car number 2, turn 4.
And the caution will wave.
Hold your brake. Caution's out. All right, guys, get ready here.
Kurt Busch, the runner-up in last year's 500, goes for a slide.
Just snapped around on me.
I don't believe anybody. I don't think he got hit.
There you see Kurt Busch.
Right there.
This is down in turn 4. We've seen this all week long. You can see right there, Robbie Gordon in the 7 car tucked right up behind him. Don't know if Robbie got into him or not. Kurt said the car just came around with him.
But he probably thought that if the 7 car bumped into him.
But what I saw there was Kurt Busch getting very close to Paul Menard. Busch may have breathed his car, got a little. Bill Elliott has had problems under caution. Did he get hit? Watch, the field's under yellow, all caught up behind the pace car, and Elliott's car takes a sharp right turn, bit of smoke there, and pounds the wall.
Somebody must have run into the back of him, because, I mean, the car just took an abrupt left-hand turn.
Look at everybody scrambling that was
or
behind
right-hand
him.
turn, I'm sorry.
Well, this is a very opportune time, and there you see it. Every one of our competitors on pit road here at lap 26.
2:77. The prevailing wisdom of the week, and we all know what that's worth, says that if you lead the white flag lap and everybody makes it all the way around, you probably won't lead the checker. That the old Daytona slingshot is back and that the leader could be a sitting duck on the last lap.
Daryl, do you believe old smoke? Tony Stewart back there.
Truex, trouble off 2.
There's the pole sitter. If he wrecks that car, he's got to go to the back.
Which front, guys?
Hang on.
That car had been falling off the pace. I believe the car had gotten tightened up on him. He just couldn't get off the corner like he had. Now, you better watch out. You tear those tires up and rip the fenders off of that thing.
The right front's down, Daryl, I believe. But
Flat tires.
the important thing is Truex did not wreck that car, which would have put him to the back of the field for the Daytona 500 Sunday.
It's got David Reagan in the 6 car tucked right up under. But I believe this car just, yeah, it's just, see, it takes a little, you saw him have to run up the hill, had to get out of the throttle, and the 6 car got into him, David Reagan.
Look how close that 6 car came to him.
From the DirecTV blimp. He's more worried about Tony
Here we go,
Stewart.
guys. Big wreck. Got a car off the track. Got one in the wall.
Casey Mears in the 07 spins.
Joey Logano is trying to get through. Michael's there in the 55.
All right,
Waltrip.
get rolling there. Come on,
And
we're okay.
another one gets the
20
wall in the backstretch. That might have been Keselowski. Oh, there goes David Reagan off the track.
It's fine, but I think with anything, just got a flat tire.
We're going to let the DirecTV blimp help us sort this one out.
All I can tell you is it's a gaggle. See a gaggle going into turn 1 down here. They just try to get 3-4 wide, looks like.
Oh,
Looks like it all started. The 77 to 17 got together. John Andretti up there in the 34 car. He was a victim.
Logano got into the back of the 07 there of Casey Mears. Turned him around.
Chain reaction from there.
And I think somebody else got into the outside wall on the back straightaway.
And I believe Logano would be more than happy to go with him if he decides to make the run. I'm sure Tony's in there giving him hand signals. Stick with me, kid, and I'll show you how to win this race.
Just remember, Tony Stewart drove that 20 car for 10 years for Joe Gibbs Racing, and now he's looking at it in his rearview mirror.
Nemechek right behind Riggs as they cross the line.
Here
for
we
the
go.
transfer spot.
Here we go. They got a little run. I tell you, they got back just enough. I believe they can do it. If Logano could get up there, but he's back just far enough that keeps Tony from getting that good run.
No help.
No help. No help.
Gordon will have to protect the bottom. Logano gets kicked to the outside.
09 coming to you.
Almirola coming for third. Jeff Gordon trying to hang on for the lead and the win.
Jeff Gordon's got this under
Good
control. He'll
momentum
win
right
this
here.
thing. Tony Stewart's going to run second again.
And who's going to make the show? Gordon wins it, and Riggs is in for Tommy Baldwin's startup team that came down here unsponsored. Scott Riggs is in the Daytona 500.
Yes.
I am so happy for Tommy Baldwin. He just put this team together
Herman did
about a
good
month
job,
ago.
man. I really appreciate it. Guys, you got a good car here. appreciate all the effort. Hope I made you proud.
I'm proud of Scott Riggs. Got kicked out of his ride, didn't have a job, landed with Tommy Baldwin, and he's in the Daytona 500.
Trying to make it.
Both those cars trying to race their way in. Scott Riggs says, Casey Kane, go ahead and have that position. I'm running exactly where I need to.
So the two transfer cars from race 1 are Tony Stewart and Scott Riggs.
He's probably going to go a lap down, and there you see, looks like Boris said.
I don't think he will. I think we're going to have a caution based on what I see right there.
Boris said has hit the wall again, and there is damage on Scott Speed's car. What happened here?
Got a feeling Boris and 82 may have serious contact.
Pretty hard lick on both those race cars. Right now, we stay green, and there's the caution being waved, which is a great break for Ryan Newman.
Here slid through his pit again, and so added insult to injury on that one.
He was locking up the front, said he didn't feel like he had enough rear brake in the car.
Now, it looks like Mark Martin and Brian Vickers. Oh, Ryan Newman, hard to the outside wall.
Tell me when you're done here, but
That will bring the caution out.
look at that, I'm still going for a ride. Okay, you're all good. We're going to need another car, Tony.
Now, I was just about to mention that's a big break for Mark Martin and Brian Vickers because they were out in front of the leader, so they'll be back on the lead lap.
I bet that's the first time Tony had ever heard that.
Did you hear Ryan? The spotter calls to him. Tell me when you can make me. He's up still wrecking.
Yeah.
Wow. Slow car just in front of Newman. That's the 57. Norm Benning.
Oh, it looks like the 00.
David Rudeman just gets into the back of him.
Ryan dropped down to the inside to get around 57 of Norm Benning, and looked like David Rudeman and 00 got into him. Duo right there, too. I don't think they got enough time to push themselves up there.
It looks like Mayfield and Allmendinger are going to race their way into the 500. We'll know in 2 laps.
Mayfield doing a pretty sporty job of staying right there, guys, on those 2 tires.
Boy, Mark Martin, he is staying tucked up behind the rear bumper of that Toyota of Denny Hamlin.
He really is. He's wearing that back bumper out.
Mark Martin has never won a Gatorade Duel. Second in 92, his best finish. He's in the 5.
Boy, Denny Hamlin almost opened that bottom of that racetrack up for Mark Martin, but he shut the door on him. White flag, 1 to go.
Yeah, I tell you what Hamlin better do. He better stay right behind that 18 car or he will get passed. And I really think Hamlin thinks that Mark Martin might be willing to go with him. I don't know that I'd do that to my teammate, but he might.
Harvick has faded all the way to the back and out of the picture.
Look how Mark falls off just a little bit, about 4 car lengths. Here he comes. Got to run down on the inside, looking under Hamlin. If he gets by Hamlin, look out, Kurt. Look out, Kyle Busch.
And there goes Vickers. They touch down the back straightaway. Vickers is going to give Mark Martin a push down the back straightaway.
Look out, 18. Here they come, just like we've seen it time and time again.
Martin looking high. Busch comes up to block. It's Vickers.
Got to block him.
Vickers on the bottom.
Who's going to win the drag race? Back to the start-finish line. I don't think they can beat him. Here comes Kyle Busch in the 18.
What a deal. All right, Kyle Busch and Mark Martin.
But Jeremy Mayfield, unofficially, A.J. Allmendinger will qualify for the 51st running of the Daytona 500.
And another really good effort on the chart of these guys that had to get in. The 41 car, good job for Kyle Busch and his crew. And I'm really impressed with Mark Martin.
Well, the owner of this car better give the driver a raise. Of course, Jeremy owns it himself, but what a day for Jerry Mayfield and A.J. Allmendinger.
They're congratulating each other.
The Daytona 500.
And you know, I know it's been over a year since Kyle Busch drove for Hendrick Motorsports, but you know he still loves beating that 500.
He likes beating anybody. I don't think he really cares. I was a little bit worried about Denny Hamlin. Denny looked like he would have been willing to work with Mark to get by Kyle. But Mark Martin made the pass and split them up like I thought he was going to try to.
Hey, Darrell, want to see it again?
Oh, please.
Let's pick him up in the back straightaway. There's the difference right
Oh,
there.
and you see that bump that Brian Vickers gave Mark Martin?
Yep.
That propelled him right up alongside of him. And if Kyle Busch right here hadn't have slid up in front of Mark Martin, Mark could have easily have won that race.
He put the block on the 5 and then got the run off turn 4, and Brian Vickers just couldn't do anything on the bottom.
And there's not a lot of guys that I would slide up in front of out there on the last lap coming to the checkered flag. Mark Martin might be one of them. He's a gentleman.
I was a little surprised that Vickers, when he dove to the bottom, you know, one of those Ron Bouchard kind of moves like Talladega, that he stalled out.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.